Chapter 1 podcast, your inside look at the people powering Charlotte's business scene. Real stories, real entrepreneurs right here in the Queen City. Today we're here with Peter Hummel, Dr. Peter Hummel, with 100% Chiropractic in Lake Norman. So, Peter, tell me a little bit about yourself. Let's start at Chapter 1. How did you find your way here to the Charlotte area?
Well, originally I went to Belmont Abbey College.
Oh, no way.
For undergrad, yeah. I went there for 2 years, like pre-med.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have a lot of friends that came from Belmont. I mean, we'll get into that later.
Okay,
But
cool.
Where were
Nice.
you before this?
Before that, I was in a small town, Ohio. So big Buckeye fan as well. I've been running into a lot of that around here as well.
Yeah.
But just, small town called Brookville, Ohio. And then decided to go to Belmont Abbey after high school. I wanted to do anything in the health and science field. And then, and then I was in the pre-med program, and we talked about basically why I ended up becoming like a chiropractor and then moving back here is because, well, one, I like the area. Yeah. So that's why I went to Belmont Abbey. It was close to the mountains, close to the beach, you got city of Charlotte.
Sure.
A lot of different stuff to do. And so I always liked it. And then, but anyways, I was doing a pre-med program, and we had basically a conversation about painkillers and just like your typical Advil, Tylenol, ibuprofen. And I remember seeing like the side effects labels, like you could hear on the TV commercials where they go, blah, 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 you know, at the very end, all the different side effects.
You might die.
Exactly. It's, oh, cool. Okay. But it was like kidney and liver like damage is like one of the most common ones. I was like, there's got to be a better option, like for people who just like, you know, a simple headache or just like have a neck or back issue, just simple stuff, right? Sprained my ankle. Yeah. There's got to be some better options out there. And I was like, well, I never had to take these growing up. I'm like, what did I do differently? Well, backstory, like both my parents are chiropractors. I'm the 12th one, third generation in my family. Wow. So I was kind of grew up in a very like natural, holistic like environment. Yeah. Little did I know, like on the outside, it's like that's not common.
Yeah. That's not normal.
Yeah, and so I moved basically out of that little like bubble, and so I was just like, so I never had to take these. Why? Like, what did I do different? I got a chiropractic adjustment most of my life, pretty much, you know, from the day I was born all the way throughout. And so then I was like talking to my professors and doctors there, and I was just like, you know, why risk taking these medications potentially have these harmful side effects? Right. And they're like, I'm like, why not get adjusted instead? Yeah. Especially if like it's a headache or neck or back. And they're like, what are you talking about? I was like, what are you talking about? And so I was just like a little confused. And then at that time, my older brother was already in chiropractic school. So then that made me be like, okay, and ask a lot of questions. And then I went and visited, and then I ended up transferring down to Life University in Atlanta, Georgia.
Awesome.
Yeah, and then that's how I went through chiropractic school, and then I moved back.
Okay. Yeah. So let me rewind a little bit. What about Ohio do you miss? I mean, because I have some friends from there, and I know it's really cold, but like, what are some key things you miss about Ohio?
Family, friends. Yeah. The people. That's about it.
Yeah. Hey, you know, no knock on it. I'm from Miami. I wouldn't have lasted long up there. Great place though.
I like snow better than rain. But okay. Like, here it rains a lot in the winter, but
so when did you? How long have you been doing chiropractic work?
I've been for almost coming about 3 years now.
Okay. Yeah. So what was that beginning phase for you like? I know you talked about, you know, you have this background, whole family is kind of into chiropractic work. Those first few phases of moving from, okay, this is what I want to do, to where now I'm starting my own thing. What was that like? Were there unseen hurdles? Were there difficulties in those early phases? Like, what were some of the challenges you faced in those early days?
I mean, it's just like, it was kind of like drinking through a fire hydrant 24/7. Yeah. Just a lot of different things that pops up that you're just like, oh my goodness, like I wasn't expecting this. Yeah. It was just like, it was like constant, especially it's like as a small, like becoming a small business owner. Sure. I was like, all right, I got to do marketing. I got to do this. I got to do like, there's payroll, and then there's like training and hiring, and then like firing, and then
There you
yeah,
go.
and it's just a lot of like, and I took over an office as well, so it's like it's a little bit different than just starting from scratch, brand new.
Sure.
So taking over office has its own obstacles, like going from like, trying to like help like with the older clients, and sometimes they, like the previous doctor, which is totally fine, and it was just like a weird, it's different.
Right.
Something I never really like thought about too much. I knew it was gonna be a little bit, and I only had like a month transition. Like they were like sold out, and I was in, and I'm the only doc. So it was just like
Threw you to the wolves.
yeah, and when I learned best by being thrown in the fire, but that was definitely
That was a
being
lot.
thrown in the fire. Yeah. But just kind of get like a grasp on all of it, and in such a short amount of time, and realizing business takes a while.
Yeah.
It doesn't just like boom, it happens. Like it's a very slow, gradual process, and just realizing that and just being like, okay, like I'm okay, I'm doing everything fine.
Right.
It's just like it is a slower grind than I was expecting. I was thinking like, oh, it's just gonna like once I get this done, it's gonna boom, pop,
This is gonna explode.
Yeah. No,
Well,
it's just a slow grind.
What were those early like? What are some of the successes you've had in like marketing? Because obviously one of the biggest things for business owners is, well, how do I get people? How do I tell people about what I do? How are people going to start coming in the door? How has that happened for you guys? What are some of the things that you've done?
I mean, it's still an up and down. It's battle. Like it's always like changing too. And I've gone through multiple different like marketing companies and stuff, and just like different insights from different. So many different types of people.
Sure.
And you just gotta have to do a bit of everything, honestly. You gotta, be active on your social media. You gotta find like a company that like who doesn't just start off strong, but also stays consistent. I would say the consistency is hard to find.
Yeah.
And of your ROI, your return on what you put in, and that's still something I'm trying to. I'm still like trying to like find.
Sure.
And just and so we typically my go-to is like a Facebook, Instagram, like meta ads basically. Dabble with Google, but as long as you you have your SEO and all that, it's just like I've learned so much more about marketing than I feel like I have with anything else. Like I would probably put that the number one thing that I've learned most about.
Yeah.
And I'm still learning.
Right.
And it's like, and doing like this is my first time doing a podcast, so kind of like doing stuff like this, and that way you can like just different way of giving exposures and stuff. So that whole dynamic.
What role has networking played in, I guess, the development? Because I've owned this company for 7, 8 years, kind of somewhere in the middle of that. And for us, the beginning, that's all it was. It was just like, man, we got to get out and just get our name known. I got to start doing videos for people that are going to start showing off these videos, and that's it's going to snowball. And that became a big thing for us initially, and it still is now. Does that play a role in your guys' marketing efforts?
I mean, yeah, like it's part of like the whole marketing process, and networking is. Honestly, it's been pretty big for me, and I first started with like basically my friend, he told me, he's like I told him like he's starting his own business as well, down in South Charlotte. I was like what's a good way to start like networking? He's like, first you should download LinkedIn.
Yeah.
It's like I'm like, what's that? It's like a business Instagram page, basically. I was like, okay.
That's right. That's pretty much what it is.
And I'm still not that good with it. But some random people like reached out to me, and then they're like, invite me to like a networking, because I'm like, I want to get involved with like other local like entrepreneurs, business owners, so that like build connections and help each other out.
Sure.
And I just didn't know where to go, so then I reached out on LinkedIn. There's a couple people that reached out to me, and I joined like a BNI group, and then that ended up really well because I met a lot of other like-minded people, individuals, with the same passion, same like basically the same like business of like life, small business entrepreneurship, and so that was awesome, and that helped me just like from there kind of like slowly spreading from there, like getting my name out and
Yeah.
like learning more. I mean, that's how I met Marco and
Yeah.
you,
Yeah.
honestly. It was all through that.
It's
Just slowly but surely.
networking builds your net worth. Network is your net worth. So tell me a little bit more about. Let's get more into the chiropractic side of things. So, like you mentioned a couple things earlier that I feel like people have misconceptions on stuff like this. I mean, if I was a person that thought, oh, maybe I should go see a chiropractor, I think the common knowledge is like you've got back pain or something.
Yeah.
Whereas there's really a lot more that goes into that. So for you, when you see people come in, what does that usually look like? Like, what are these people coming in for, and what are the things that you can help them with?
I mean, it's we cast a wide net, and it's just like funneling them in, but also if it's not like the right person, to send them out to the right person. But typically, a lot of people think we're like neck or back doctors.
Right.
Like that's such a classic one. And I'm like, yeah, I tell them like we're good at that,
Yeah.
right? But we're actually like nervous system doctors.
Right.
That's the way I look at it because, I mean, everything stems from your brain and your nervous system. And so from your brain, it goes down. You get all these nerves that come out of your spine. Really, the goal of chiropractic is to make sure all those nerves coming out of the spine are functioning exactly how they're supposed to. So there's a very smooth communication going between your brain and the rest of the body. And what happens when there's stress to the spine from like just wear and tear, poor posture over the years, I mean, from, just like construction workers, there's just like a lot of just physical traumas.
Sure.
There's also be mental, emotional, toxic ones. So that all plays a role, and that can cause like ailments in the spine that can affect those nerves.
Right.
So that's what we restore, and that's it. And that helps people with neck, back, obviously, but sciatica, neuropathies, headaches, migraines. I mean,
Right.
The list really goes on.
Yeah.
For example, I had a patient come in and it was like mid-back issues, and I mean, sometimes they go see they've been to like PTs, ortho, other chiropractors, and then it was actually a rib problem. So their rib was basically out of place, and we just put it back in place, and it was like, bam, like good to go.
Wow.
And so it can also stem from like ribs, and then I have like another patient who just came in, and they're like gymnastics. It's like a teenage girl who does gymnastics. And it was like frozen shoulders and like a lot of different other issues other than like the spine, so ankles. And so like helping them with that, and it's really cool. If somebody says like I twisted my ankle, and it's like, have you untwisted it? Because a lot of people have like sprains, strains. But it's like you can also like basically we just help put bones back in the right place. And that gets the pressure off the joints and nerves. That's like chiropractic, and
in a nutshell.
so yeah, and it just like it's crazy how much it can help people.
So what does the process typically look like? So if I'm a person and I'm like, hey, I want to come get some help, what does the process look like for you guys? Do they just show up? Do you give them a plan? How does that work?
Yeah, great question. So basically, if somebody shows up they can usually we do it by scheduled appointment. If they walk in and like there is some time available, like we'll try to see them. But typically that doesn't happen. We have to schedule because I'm usually busy. So we get them scheduled, but then we do my exam and consultation. So start off with my consultation, figure out like what's could be causing the issue, and then just like any doctor visit, a bunch of questions and all of that, intake forms, and then I do my examining for any type of spinal ailments. If like those bones are misaligned or out of place, putting pressure on the nerves and joints. We call that a subluxation. So basically looking for that. And then take x-rays if I need to, just so I can see and confirm my findings from what I'm feeling. Because you can feel those subluxations. And then from there, I needed like typically I need a day to analyze those x-rays just to confirm everything, make sure it's safe before I do any type of treatments. Because the last thing I want to do is just start like, they come right in, and start just like treating them right away, cracking. The people think like, I'm just going to crack my back and neck.
Those like, memes of the people taking the skeletons and just, all right, deep breath in, and just break the skeleton.
Yeah, exactly. I've seen thousands of those. But yeah, it's just like making sure it's like absolutely safe for them, and then kind of then I do like the next time they come out and do my report of findings and go over everything so that way and do some education. Education is huge.
Yeah.
So that way they understand why I'm about to treat them, why they're experiencing their symptoms that they're experiencing, and how we're going to get that corrected. And so I always come up with a custom treatment plan, and that looks different for everybody.
Yeah.
Because everybody's spine's different.
So there's obviously several other people doing chiropractic work. I wonder what's something that's maybe more unique that you guys bring, or something that if I went to a different chiropractor, I might not find there that I could find with you guys.
Yeah, I really like that question, and the more I think about it, it's like what really stands out for me is the way I analyze, the way I test things. It's much different than a lot of chiropractors I've found out in the area.
Yeah.
Me being also a newer doc, and I'm only like 3 years in. Most of these other chiropractors are more than that, like about
sure?
5, 10, probably about 10 plus years.
Yeah.
So it brings a new perspective and some more of like the newer
age chiropractic work.
Yeah, it's evolved so much from mine. My grandpa was a chiropractor and my parents. It's kind of funny when I go home as I teach some of my parents some of the stuff. Like, it's like they're okay, that's cool, and they just apply it right away, and that's cool. But that different approach of testing and like, it really brings helps people with like other issues than just like the spine. Because chiropractic has really evolved. Yes, the spine is like the core, but like expanding out from there, from like elbows, wrists, and it's pretty much the rest of the body, how much it can help with that. And so I really try to bring a full like approach to it. Yeah. And so of course I always make sure we clear the spine, but also I like to check like ankles, feet, knees, hips. Even though they might not tell me. Yeah. But I find it out through my analysis. And so that way, not each visit is just like you're in and you're out and you're just like the same type of like treatment every time. It really just evolves as the patient evolves. Yeah. And I would say that's what really sets me apart, is that like I really make sure that's like, as they change and adapt and improve in their health, my care starts to change and adapt. Yeah. With that. And so I would say that would be the biggest thing that sets me apart.
So for you, have you noticed a specific type of client that you guys receive more often than not? I mean, I imagine it's a pretty wide range, but I don't know if you guys are like, hey, we mostly experience older folks or younger kids that are in sports. For you guys, have you found that there is one of those people groups that's a little more prominent?
Yeah, it's definitely males or females in their 30s to 50s. Okay. That's the most common. Sure. They have kids, they're stressed out, and they're overworked, and they're just looking for like help. Yeah. Just to be able to walk, sit, sleep, and that stuff like that.
I just want to sit.
Yeah. I just want to be able to walk and like not be able to look down on my feet and not just have to look straight forward. Like that was one that happened yesterday. And it was the same age as me. It was just kind of wild. And I'm in my mid 20s, so it's even sometimes that it's just like, okay, like that's the most common what I see. Sure. And basically what I really like helping with is like younger athletes. So I see a few patients with like doing gymnastics. And at a young age, and so that's always fun helping younger athletes because they respond very quickly, and they're very knowledgeable with how their body is feeling, so they can notice the changes very quickly. Sure. And then teaching them good habits of like recovery. Because a lot of people will train, but not do proper recovery. Yeah. And so they just get re-injured. And so just teaching that properly to those at a young age, so that way they don't end up like those. Most of my patients who are in their 30s to 50s having all these other issues. Yeah. So you can really prevent a lot, and that's always a lot of fun. So I would say I really like seeing the younger athletes, especially working with like professional track athletes back in the day in Atlanta. So that's always fun. But most common is like that 30s, 50s,
Yeah.
and get a lot of good work with them.
Sure.
Yeah.
So what do you love most about what you get to do? I mean, I imagine it's a pretty wide range of things you get to do with people, but what part of that process is your favorite?
I mean, it is a very wide range. Just seeing people get better,
Yeah.
right? Seeing them go. We always talk about what their goals are in the beginning, and just seeing them achieve those goals, and whether however long that takes.
Yeah.
Throughout the care plan, and seeing that like come to light.
Mm-hmm.
And so when we sit back down and like revisit that, those like, all right, I really list out, we wrote down what they had. This is your symptoms when you first came in. What are your symptoms now?
Mm-hmm.
And it's so great to see. It's like, oh, I got none. It's like, okay, these
Wow.
are your goals.
Yeah.
It'll, sit for more than 10 minutes, be able to drive for an hour without having lower back issues.
Mm-hmm.
Where are those goals now? That I can drive for 2 hours, or I can just drive, no issues.
Yeah.
I can drive up to 4 hours. I don't have to get out of the car every hour to stretch.
Mm-hmm.
And it's simple stuff like that. They're just like, oh wow, and seeing their face.
Yeah.
When that happens, it's like so cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So for somebody else who's maybe starting off and doing something on their own, right? Like they've been working for somebody else, or it's their first job at all, but they've wanted to branch out and do their own thing. What kind of advice would you give somebody like that, having been running your own thing for the last 3 years? What's some advice you would give somebody starting off on their own like that?
As
an entrepreneur,
a new
yeah.
entrepreneur, or chiropractor, or both.
Either one. Just somebody kind of in a similar position to you, where when you were starting. What's some advice you'd give to younger self?
Expect to grind.
Yeah.
Have people you look up to, mentors.
Yeah.
And reach out to them, and don't be afraid to ask for help. And I still struggle with that one. I'm gonna confess. I still gotta ask for help or reach out. Because if your mentors, you have good mentors, they're always there to help you, and so they can help you with any type of situation. So just reaching out and asking, and just really start networking early, because as soon as you start to network, a lot of times the people you network with, they have either them or other people. They'll be able to help you.
Yeah.
So that way, and then also the community, having that community so you don't feel isolated and alone is huge, because you are constantly grinding, always doing something, jumping from one problem into the next problem. And so having that community to just be like, okay, at the end of the day, on a Saturday night, to actually go maybe hang out, kind of decompress with people kind of in the same mindset as you.
Yeah.
And that's huge. So that way you don't feel so alone. I know some other people in a similar position with me. They started their own business out in Wilmington, and it's like they're like, man, we feel alone. It's like, you gotta just get out more. You just, I know you're tired after working all week, but you gotta just meet other like-minded people and build that network. Because it's not just for the net worth; it's more of that community aspect, so you don't feel isolated.
Yeah.
Because again, network, it builds your net worth, but really, I truly believe it's about just keeping you sane.
Yeah, the connections, they matter.
Connections, yeah, and it's a lot more fun that way too.
Yeah,
because you get to help them, and they get to help you, and it's a lot more fun. And there's no money and transaction involved. It's just service, helping each other in time,
right.
and just that I would say is you got to try to find that quick, especially if you're new to the area. If you already know,
sure, yeah.
I could have gone back home to Ohio, just outside Dayton, where my parents took over the offices, where my older brother is, and then I already had a community,
right,
easily. And so when I moved here, I didn't have that, so I had to really reconnect with some people, old friends from Belmont Abbey, reconnect, and eventually, that took time.
Yeah.
And I would say if I would have found that sooner, I would have been less stressed out.
Dr. Pete, thank you so much for giving us some of your time. Tell people where you're located and how they can get in contact with you.
Yeah, I'm located exit 28 in Cornelius, near the Palm Berries and basically the same outlet of the Planet Fitness there.
Okay.
Just right up north here, and they can always reach out. I mean, just Google 100% chiropractic, like Norman, and all the information is there to my website where you can request your appointment, and my email and stuff.
Okay.
And phone number, call. Yeah, I'm always here to help.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And I'm Greg Prince, the Chapter 1 podcast. So you can find our contact information below. We're on YouTube, Spotify, and Facebook. Once again, this has been the Chapter 1 podcast.